Hello, everyone.
Hi, hello.
Hi, welcome, Ian. So, hi, everyone. It seems like we lost a couple of viewers, but hopefully people will start to join now. So, guys, today we have a very exciting AMA. We're going to be learning about Ferrum Network, and for that, we have Ian. Ian, why don't you introduce yourself and also your project a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, it's great to be here. We're really excited to have just listed Ferrum on Gate. A little bit about myself. My name's Ian. I'm the co-founder of Ferrum Network. Prior to founding the project about 3 years ago, I was working as an attorney in New York and got into the crypto blockchain space, as like many other people do, as an investor. And quickly realized I was very passionate about the space. I ended up co-founding the blockchain practice team at the firm I was at. And then from there, I ended up meeting my co-founder, who's a software engineer, and we decided to found Ferrum. Ferrum does a lot of different things, but I really like to call us a blockchain as a service project. So we provide products and services that empower other projects to basically go to market faster and provide utility for a token. We also have a very successful incubator, kind of a launchpad product. We have a token bridge product for swapping assets across chains, a very robust staking product, and we have many products on the horizon that I'm happy to talk about here on this interview today.
Sounds great. And it seems like you have a very good background. That's always good to have, especially when you're having the heads of the project leading it. So that's definitely good to hear. So yeah, let's focus a little bit more on Ferrum Network. It seems like you guys have been building a lot, doing a lot. What kind of accomplishments have you guys had? What point are you at right now? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure. So the Ferrum story, I think, is a really inspiring one because it shows that anyone can succeed in this industry if they, follow certain steps and apply certain principles and basically work hard to hit their goals. We were novices in the industry when we started this 3 years ago. We had no contacts. We had very little understanding of the market, of how tokens work. We were complete newbies, to be perfectly honest. And in the beginning, it was a struggle. But through hard work and perseverance, 3 years later, we now have many different successful lines of business. Our incubator has been a resounding success, with having launched about 20 projects, many of which have done 50x, 100x returns. Our staking as a service now is over 150 clients, and probably close to 200 million TVL has gone through that product. The token bridge has signed up about 20 or 30 projects. We have 4 or 5 chains now connected to that bridge. And the team in the last year expanded from about 6 full-time to now over 30. So we've had a great year, but I think the story is, anyone can succeed. You just work hard, find what you're good at, and have some goals and stick to them. And anyone can do well in this industry. That's what I love about crypto.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's part of what I love about crypto too. Is you don't need to have the resources or the place or whatever. As long as you have the willingness to do it, crypto opens up the world for everyone. And yeah, I have to agree. If you want to do it, you can succeed in this industry. Completely agree with you. So yeah, it looks like you guys been doing very good. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the team, and obviously, well, building a very good product as we can see. So let's talk a little bit more about the cross-chain token bridge. There's a lot of bridges out there. What are you guys? How are you guys different? Can you explain us a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of bridges out there, no doubt. We did a lot of market research before building the product and building it the way that we did. There's a number of differentiating factors between our bridge and many of the competitors. For one, ours is probably the fastest on the market. You can do a cross-chain swap in about 3 minutes. This is very important, especially for people traders who want to exploit arbitrage opportunities. You see a price higher or lower, or whatever, on a different chain, on a different DEX, and you see a profit opportunity. If your swap takes an hour, which is the case for many bridges or more, that opportunity is likely gone. But 3 minutes, you're probably still able to take advantage of that. So bridge is very fast. The other differentiating factor is its security. Most of the bridges on the market use what is called or known as a mint and burn function. So when you swap an asset across chain, it basically mints the equivalent amount on the chain that you want to get your tokens on. This is fine in theory, but the problem is because of that function, it opens itself up to security risk for exploits. And we've seen that. We've seen in fact, most of the bridges have been exploited at some point, it seems, at least the notable ones. I think I saw yesterday AnySwap, which is now called Multi-Chain, issued a warning. Basically, if you had ever swapped certain assets on their bridge, you should disable that, having, that connection to your wallet because of some security concern. There was a $600 million thing that happened with one of the bridges where a white hat hacker then returned most of the money. But still, I mean, that's a massive exploit. So we've built it in a completely different manner. Ours actually relies on liquidity pools. So when you do a swap, it pulls the token basically from you have tokens on both sides in this liquidity pool, and it pulls from the whatever token you want to receive on the target chain. It takes from that pool. It deposits the token that you've swapped into the pool, and it sort of can stay balanced that way. The reason why this is preferable from a security standpoint is because there is no mint and burn, so there's no additional smart contract interaction, which introduces a level of risk. But it's also very cool because you can basically now tap into, in version 2 of our bridge, you'll be able to tap into the liquidity on a Uniswap pool or other DEX pool, and we'll actually be able to introduce ways for the users to deposit funds and earn money from the interactions of the liquidity pool. So there's a lot of different advantage to it: speed, security, rewards. So we think this will eventually be the prevailing architecture or model of the bridge, but we were one of the first to do it. So very proud of that, and shout out to the engineers who developed all of this. So yeah, we're super excited about the bridge. We're adding more chains all the time. We just added Avalanche. We're going to be integrating Phantom next, I think, Moonbeam or Moon River. I always forget which. I think Moon River, and many more chains as we go. So it's going to be, I think, a very robust bridge in the near future. And then version 2 is coming out soon as well with a lot of different additional functionality. So very exciting product.
Yeah, it definitely sounds very exciting. And I love, the fact that you're doing it that way definitely enhances security. So it's great. To be honest, this is the first bridge that I personally know that works like that. And I have to say, it does minimize the vulnerability. So good job on that, since I've never seen this mechanism myself, at least. So congratulations to that. So you did mention you're adding new ones, Avalanche and everything. But what other networks do you support? What have been the initial ones that you always supported and you still support?
Yeah, so Ferrum at its core, we've taken sort of a circuitous route to get where we are, but our vision was always to build a cross-chain network. So our blockchain, which we're going to be launching later in 2022, is designed to have just built-in cross-chain functionality. The bridge, though, is kind of almost like a version 1 of that in a sense. And we intend to add every basically major chain. I mean, we don't want to add chains that don't yet have much traction, because that's not a good use of anybody's time. But there's many chains now that are quite popular. So we started with Ethereum and BSC. Then we added Polygon. We just added Avalanche. We're going to be adding, I believe, Phantom next. The wonderful thing about the bridge also is that it's been basically a revenue generating product for us, because our business development team, led by Nick Odio, has been extremely successful in actually getting grants from these major layer 1s, Harmony and Moon River and Algorand and on and on. We've gotten grants from we got a huge one from Casper too. So all these layer 1s, actually, they want a bridge, right? They want their network to be connected to other blockchains where more liquidity is, maybe on Ethereum or whatever. And they've given us these pretty significant grants to build out that functionality for them. So we intend to connect almost every major blockchain to the bridge. And then from there, the mainnet will also have that connectivity to other chains. So Ferrum is really all about cross-chain, and we have been from day one. We've just done a lot of other things in the meanwhile to get to where we are today.
Got it. Okay. And is your focus just in bridges, or do you plan to expand on different type of products and services?
No, we have many different products and services. I mean, a lot, basically our ethos has always been to identify needs of our own and needs of other projects, and then solve them with innovative products. So we started with our first major breakthrough product, I would say, is our staking as a service product. This was built in 2019. It's smart contract based staking. So it's basically it was one of the first basically DeFi products out there. The word DeFi did not exist when we made this product. But the reason why it was so successful is because it solved a real need. We had just launched the FRM token. We had done the ICO, and then we launched on BitMax, or what's now Ascendex. And the problem was there was not a lot of utility for the Ferrum token at that time, which is common among newer projects, right? You usually launch your token, and then the product, maybe your game or whatever, is coming out a couple months later. Then you're in I call that no man's land, because there's no utility, but you have investors, pre-sale investors, they're trying to sell, and they do sell, and it can have obviously adverse impact on the price and everything like that. So we needed to solve that problem. And so my co-founder very cleverly came up with a means of basically locking up your token in a decentralized, trustless way. And based on how long you've locked it up for, staked it for, you earn APY over time, paid out in the native token. This again was before farming existed, before staking or DeFi was even a word, and it became very popular. It was a huge hit among the Ferrum community. And what happened was other projects found out about this, and they started coming to us asking if they could white label it, basically get it for themselves. And so then that was the start of our staking as a service business, which now has, like I said, over 150 clients, signing up projects all the time still. It generates a lot of revenue for us, and we take that revenue to buy back Ferrum. So it's a great thing for the community. But the really cool thing is that it actually led then to our incubator, which is our probably even more successful product or service. Because what happened was teams would come to us, they would want the staking, but they would also need help in other areas like marketing, fundraising, community growth, what have you. And so we began to unofficially advise a lot of projects. And then we decided to basically formalize that and turn it into our incubator and give our community members the opportunity to invest into the early stage, early seed rounds or pre-sale rounds of the projects that we're incubating. And that then provided a lot more utility for the Ferrum token. Many more investors be very interested in this, because you can, obviously investing in these early stage projects, if it does well, you can have incredible returns. And so that's been extremely successful for us. It's been a huge revenue generator as well. And it's allowed us to hire all these new engineers and then build out things like the bridge. We have a new product leaderboard. We're building these claiming systems. We're building all our products basically are designed to help early stage projects, because that's kind of what, that's sort of what we become known for. And so that's what we're building throughout this year. And then of course, culminating in the mainnet, which is going to have a whole bunch of different functionalities and cool features and stuff like that.
That's amazing. I love the fact that you guys are actually sharing whatever you've learned to promote other products. Obviously, it's a business for you guys, but it's part of the blockchain philosophy, right? We all help each other. We're not competing against each other, but we're all working together. I love that part. I love that part of the product. Definitely goes with, the overall blockchain philosophy of decentralization, right? So very nice one.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And I think also just to build on that, it's, for us, it's not just about helping on the project. That's a big part of it. It's also about helping the community. We obviously have these early stage investment opportunities. We probably could have just kept them for ourselves, but we said, why not, share this opportunity with the community. So every opportunity we get, we basically, they're able to invest as well. And it's been great. It's been great for other projects that we've built relationships with, and it's been great for the community as well.
Okay, and talking about that, so you said you offer pre-sales pretty much for everyone who wants to join, right? How do you manage that? Do you offer guaranteed allocations, or what do new members have to do to gain access to this pre-sale?
Yeah, absolutely. Our pre-sale system is pretty unique, I would say, among the market. We're not we don't consider ourselves a launch pad per se, because the investors are actually coming in at an earlier round. So it's really a private sale kind of mentality and approach. But our system is unique in that if you hold a certain amount, or required amount of Ferrum and our governance token Ferrum X, you actually get a guaranteed allocation into the projects. The process is very stress-free. There you have 36 hours basically to make an investment decision and invest. So it's not first come, first serve. If you hold minimum 25,000 Ferrum tokens and 0.3 Ferrum X tokens, which is, I think, market price is now maybe around $6,000 or $5,000, you get a guaranteed allocation into all the projects that we launch. Not first come, first serve. Very stress-free, very easy. And if you go into the Ferrum community and ask about people's experiences as compared to other launchpads, I think you'll hear a lot of very positive responses, because the first come, first serve system is not great. A lot of other launchpads, you get very small allocations because public sales by nature tend to be smaller, whereas private sales are bigger. So we normally can get a bigger allocation for everybody. So it's been great. For more information, you can head to our site. There's a pre-sales page, and basically all you do is you hold 25,000 Ferrum, 0.3 Ferrum X, and you have to hold it on BSC, by the way, the BSC version of Ferrum, which is the one that's listed on Gate. You hold that in your MetaMask, and we basically can tell how many, that you're holding that amount. Follow the announcement channel, watch your emails, and you'll basically get a notification. Hey, this project's coming up. Follow this link to invest, and your address will automatically be whitelisted. A couple of clicks later, you've invested. Everything's been recorded, and when the project launches, you'll automatically either be sent tokens directly to your wallet, or you'll claim them using a claiming portal. But it's very easy, very stress-free, and you just hold the amount of tokens, and you get access to all the projects.
Yeah, sounds definitely a very seamless process. I love it. And so talking also about, a Ferrum and Ferrum X, you mentioned kind of some utilities, right, where you can access the pre-sales, you can stake. Let's get them all together. And can you tell us exactly the utilities of your token?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot now. We're always trying to add more. But for the Ferrum token, which is our core utility token, yes, the one of the utilities, of course, is to hold FRM, and you get access to pre-sales. Obviously, the more you hold, the bigger allocation you get. It's very common among projects to do what we do. There's many other utilities, though. You mentioned the staking, so you can stake Ferrum to earn Ferrum X, or you can stake it to earn other tokens or to earn Ferrum. That's obviously standard DeFi stuff. Another unique utility for the token is every time you do a bridge swap. So every time you use the bridge, basically, you pay a small fee in FRM, like 0.25%. So a very nominal fee for each individual user, but it actually adds up over time. And basically all the tokens that we collect from the fees are burned. And so we've burned, I don't know, a couple 100,000 Ferrum tokens probably in the last few months alone, just from operations of the bridge. And I expect this to ramp up as we add more chains and more features and launch V2 of the bridge. And then that leads directly into our mainnet, which in terms of the Ferrum utility is going to provide, frankly, the most utility, because every time you do a transaction on the mainnet, that will require a small amount of token as gas. And every time that is paid, part of that will be burned, part of it will be distributed to people running nodes. So when the mainnet comes out, and there's many hundreds of thousands of transactions a day, that's really when Ferrum as a token is going to have the most utility. But yeah, for now, it's been great. We had a lot of success with the incubator. There's many people just holding Ferrum, getting access to pre-sales, and from what I can tell, they're very happy with doing that.
Yeah, it's definitely a good system. I agree. But again, I'm going to move some questions off the audience, and I think this one is very relevant to what we're talking about. Why did you guys create a 2-token system?
Yeah, so we launched the Ferrum X token in it was like October, was that 2020? Yeah, October 2020. So it's been out for a while. We we saw a need for creating a governance committee and a governance token. The Ferrum token at the time, there was already a lot of in circulation, so it really wasn't, in our view, going to be well suited for a governance setup. And so we decided to launch the Ferrum X token, doing a fair launch. There was no pre-sale. It was just basically, hey, we're going to launch this token as a part of our ecosystem. You will hold anyone who wants to join our governance committee and make decisions about the future of Ferrum and things like pre-sales or staking or any of our major initiatives. You hold 20 Ferrum X, and you'll be able to gain access to the governance committee. So we launched it in October. I think the price was initially $20, and it went as high as like $16,000 per token, which was pretty crazy. Now it's around 3,000, but we've added a lot more utilities to it as well. The Ferrum X token, you actually can hold, if you hold additional Ferrum X, you can get more allocations in the pre-sales. And then we also developed this monthly holder reward system just to basically thank our strong hands, our strong holders in the community. And if you hold the minimum 50,000 Ferrum and 1 Ferrum X token, you basically get monthly rewards sent directly to your wallet. So it's just a way to give back, and that's paid in Ferrum X. And so the dual token ecosystem definitely has its pros and cons, but I think overall it's been very good for us, and it's been great, especially with the governance committee. Those guys have added a ton of value, so I'm happy with it overall. And if you have any questions about the governance committee or anything like that, for the folks asking questions, you can find us on our Telegram, Twitter, all our channels. Happy to dive into that more on the Ferrum X side.
Yeah, and we will share the links later, guys, so stay tuned. But definitely, I agree. I love the fact that you're also bringing in governance, making sure your community is part of the project. That's always an important thing, to make sure they have a voice and a say. So again, very good system. You've thought of every single piece, and that's amazing for a project. Some projects, they start off somewhere and they kind of develop it as they go, but they're not really thinking about, how they should do it. And it seems this is not the case for you guys. So congratulations on that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we have a lot of really smart people on the team, and the governance committee. The governance committee actually has been a huge benefit to us, not just because Ferrum X utility, but because these people are all incredible people, and they add a ton of value. So yeah, very proud of that, and the team's been amazing. So I appreciate the kind words.
Sounds good. And so I have a follow-up question from the same guy actually, but he's asking very good questions. So what consensus mechanism are you using in your DAO? How decentralized is it?
So the DAO itself is kind of informal in a sense. I mean, if you hold 20 Ferrum X, you get invited to the governance committee. Everybody has an equal vote at that point. And basically, we will post votes regularly on topics ranging from the reward system itself, how to structure that, the pre-sale system, how to structure that. One of the biggest things I think that adds a lot of value to both the project and the governance committee members is voting on which projects we should either incubate or accept an allocation into their private sale. A lot of projects come to us just to help raise funds, do some marketing. So we don't incubate every single project we do a raise for. In fact, we did one just a couple of days ago called Beam Swap, which is launching today. It's a new DEX on Moonbeam. I think it's going to do quite well. But they came to us just looking for the support of Ferrum. And before we decided to move forward with them, we put that to a vote within the governance committee. And they all collectively decided whether we should move forward with that or not. And thankfully, they voted, the majority voted yes. It's a majority rules sort of system. We're looking now to implement more sort of, I would say, official DAO-like structures. So we're talking to a team who may be able to build a sort of a white label voting system. And what we want to do longer term is actually provide the voting opportunity, not just for people who have 20 Ferrum, which is obviously very expensive right now to achieve that, but to have a weighted system where if you hold, more, your vote will, hold more weight, count for more. But if you hold less, you can still vote. You can still participate in the ecosystem. So we're looking to build that out for Ferrum, hopefully within the next couple of months to get it a little bit more decentralized, like you're saying.
Okay, that sounds great. That sounds great. And I have another interesting question. Is Ferrum built on Cosmos SDK?
No. So right now, the Ferrum tokens are on Ethereum, BSC, Polygon, and Avalanche. We have tokens on all those chains because we want to be really a truly multi-chain project. A lot of the volumes are on BSC, obviously, but and Ethereum. But yeah, in terms of the mainnet, it's actually going to be more based on the Polkadot technology. It's a very unique mainnet with a lot of features and functions that I'm probably not intelligent enough to describe properly. It's also evolved a lot since we first conceived of it. And we've been speaking with the dev team more, and they've come up with some incredible innovations for the mainnet, which will be coming later in this year. But yeah, to my understanding, is actually built or based more so on the Polkadot technology rather than Cosmos, for what it's worth, if that means anything to people. So yeah, but look for that in later this year and more news on it soon. We're updating our white paper to describe it in more detail. The new mainnet. There'll be more information on the website coming out soon. Other materials and stuff. So as the team learns, takes it from the mind of the engineers and distilling it down for the marketing team, we'll be sharing it out with the community throughout the year.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Awesome. Okay. And last one. Are you thinking about Paris lot auction to include that in your plan?
Yeah, so we're talking to the Polkadot team. We have a group with them. They're very communicative with us. It's been very positive discussion so far. I don't know what is going to happen with a Paris slot and auction and so on. Those are things that are outside of our control, obviously. I mean, we tend to take the approach of let's build first. Let's demonstrate our value, especially because we're not famous crypto project that's buddies with Gavin Wood or whatever. We have to go things the hard way sometimes. So we need to build, we need to demonstrate value. And I think if things go according to plan, and they continue to be, have positive feelings about Ferrum, maybe one day that will be possible. But who knows, right? All we can do is just try to build good products, add value to the industry, and I think good things will happen.
So yeah, we definitely need to stay on top of the news, guys. So for that, Ian, where should we go? What is your website? What's your social media? Yeah,
so our website is just ferrum.network. There's a lot of information there. You can access all our products and information on the pre-sales and so on. Of course, our Telegram is very sort of happening place, constant communication there, and you can find myself. All our wonderful community managers, other team members are there to help and answer questions and just engage and have fun with the community. Twitter is also a great spot. We're doing regular announcements through our Twitter and also our announcement channel on Telegram. And also you can sign up for our emails as well. We send out we try to send out monthly newsletters. Sometimes we don't always do it every month. We're gonna get better at that. But regular communication also through the email, so you can sign up there. And yeah, that's standard crypto basically lines of communication, but you can find us pretty much anywhere.
Awesome. Where are you? Where is your governance discussion happening?
That is on Telegram, as a matter of fact. So we have a private Telegram group there's about 70 members there now. People are joining still all the time. New members want to get involved and have a say in the ecosystem. So that's done on Telegram currently. But we are planning on basically, like I said, adding more DAO-like features and maybe bringing that group somewhat off of Telegram to some degree, or at least the voting part. And we'll see how that plays out in the next couple months.
That develops. Okay, interesting. And we're just gonna finish up since we have a couple minutes. We have a couple more questions. Well, one is what makes your bridge different, but I think we've covered this, guys. So if you just join, just go back into the stream once we're this is gonna be uploaded to YouTube. So just go back. He explains it very detailed. Their safety mechanism is very nice. But so just go back and see this, guys. But then they say, okay, I might not understand, and maybe you understand. You have Crucible in the pipeline. Could you explain more?
Yeah. So yeah, he's referring to a product that we're building. I probably should have mentioned it earlier in the stream, but it's called Crucible Staking. It's a new, very innovative kind of staking technology. And even calling it a staking technology is maybe a little bit misleading, because it's a lot more than that. But basically, what it will allow you to do from the user standpoint, why it's so valuable, you'll actually be able to lock up your Ferrum tokens and stake them in this Crucible staking pool, essentially, which will then allow you to earn APY and allow you to access pre-sales. You can come and go as you please, so it's an open-ended staking pool. But when you do leave, you'll pay a small fee in Ferrum to leave, and that Ferrum will be burned. So it's going to be very, like, right now our pre-sale system is, there's a couple steps to it. It's a little bit complicated. Also, the monthly reward system could be streamlined a little bit better as well. Be creative and basically become a little bit more DeFi. And that's really what this product does. There's a lot to it, and I won't go into every single detail on the technology side, but fundamentally what it will allow you to do is access our pre-sales. It will allow you to earn APY while while staking, and it will add basically additional burning to the ecosystem, further deflating the Ferrum, the amount of Ferrum token in circulation, and should have a positive impact on everything because of that. So that's what it is. That audit is complete. The front end is nearly complete. We're going to be releasing a demo on it, I believe, within the next few weeks, if not sooner. And it is slated to launch at the end of January. We'll see if we hit that deadline, maybe a little bit into February. Just knowing how building out innovative technology sometimes gets a little delayed, but it'll be out very soon. And I think it's going to be a huge boost to everything we've been doing at Ferrum.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, with tech, you can never rely on the dates. And it's always going to be late, that's for sure. But, it's always going to be, this is going to be good, right? Because we found something that we need to make better. So that's good. And to finish off, do you, so they're asking if the governance committee also gets allocation in the incubated projects. I'm guessing because they hold, yes, but you can explain it maybe a little bit.
Absolutely. Not only do they get allocation, they get very big allocations just because they hold so much Ferrum and Ferrum X, obviously, but there's an additional benefit to it as well, because there are occasions where projects come to us and they're looking to raise funds, they're looking to get benefits from being associated with the Ferrum ecosystem, but the allocation size is actually too small to offer to the whole community. And so in that case, we just do a raise within the governance council. So the governance council has access to other pre-sales, additional pre-sales that the community sometimes is not offered an allocation to. We realized that was not entirely fair. So what we've done now for the last few of those is we've done a small, raise within the governance council. And then we also do what we call a leaderboard competition using our leaderboard product. You can actually, if you buy a certain amount of Ferrum within a given time frame, you'll also get an allocation in that project. So even though there's not enough allocation to offer to the whole, 1,000 whatever investors of the Ferrum community, we can do a smaller, basically, sort of raise for those who really want that project. They want to, they buy some extra Ferrum, they get that allocation in that project. So we're trying to find ways to make sure that even if the governance committee is getting, this additional allocation, that some community members can get it as well, because otherwise it's just, we want to keep it fair to everyone to the extent that's possible.
And that's amazing that you're doing it. That's great. Okay, Ian. So I think we're gonna close off since our time is running up. Anything that you would like to add to close up?
No, I just really appreciate your time. It's been wonderful working with the Gate team. Looking forward to a long and fruitful relationship. We've been introducing you to some projects that we've incubated that we want to get listed on Gate. So hopefully we can continue to make that happen. But yeah, let's try to schedule another AMA in the next 4 or 5 months, and we'll see what kind of progress Ferrum and Gate have made.
That sounds amazing. Remember, guys, you can trade Ferrum and Gate, and go follow their social media. Go to their website, Ferrum.network, and just check them out. And thank you for being here and participating, everyone. Thanks, Ian, for answering our questions. We hope to see you soon later on. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so
Have a
much,
great
Ariel. Thanks. Bye.